Greetings and salutations. Thank you for lending an ear to The Voice of the Times this Wednesday, December 16, 2020. For today's editorial, Baguio's unwise campaign versus media and small entrepreneurs. The city of Baguio has perhaps inadvertently apparently declared itself the enemy of a free press. It informed public and individual entrepreneurs trying to eke out a living in trying times by deeming newsstands eyesores to be removed from the streets as part of the city government's anti-road obstruction or ARO campaign. This news comes to us from the Baguio Correspondents and Broadcasters Club, or BCBC, which earlier issued a statement calling on the city to spare newspaper vendors from persecution. Newspaper vendors, managing established newspaper stands, contribute to the delivery of news and information to the people, the group explained. The BCBC also pointed out that the newsstands are a vital link between the city's media publishers and their market, suggesting that banishing the newsstands would not only unfairly rob the vendors of their already meager livelihood, but would threaten the existence of the local media itself. Sidewalk clearing projects like Baguio's ARO campaign are a routine part of city and municipal government activities, and we understand the need for them, particularly in a place like Baguio, a popular destination for out-of-town visitors, and especially during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. If not kept in check, itinerant vendors tend to multiply and can become a nuisance, even a real safety hazard. Baguio is right and prudent to want to keep its streets and sidewalks tidy and free of unnecessary obstructions, to prevent overcrowding and to ensure that vendors doing business in the city are properly registered or licensed. Newsstands, however, are not in the same mold as other informal vendors and should not be subjected to the same treatment by the authorities. As the BCBC noted, newsstands are established businesses, remaining in one location for a long period of time. Otherwise, they would not be successful, as their business depends on their customers being able to rely on them being consistently available. Likewise, publishers and distributors count on vendors to be in the same place at the same time, day after day, in order to accurately meet demand for their publications. In and around Baguio, there are a number of local media outlets that provide news and information that would not otherwise be available to local residents, if not for the newsstands. It is an energetic and enthusiastic market, but a small one, and more importantly, one that does not have many distribution channels. For many publishers, the newsstands are quite literally the only way to reach their readers, and despite the obvious challenges that limitation poses to keeping a business afloat, they still manage to do so and provide the community with a vital service. Unless the city government of Baguio has an ulterior motive to restrict media activity and public information, in which case its actions would merely be a shameful abuse of power, it should recognize that the unintended negative consequences of lumping newsstands together with other eyesore informal vendors far outweigh the benefits of having tidier streets and sidewalks. During these economically stressful times, taking any action that has a negative impact on local business and livelihoods, unless it is absolutely necessary and unavoidable, is not only unwise, it is extremely unkind. Be that as it may, the media publishers and their associated vendors do have a responsibility to ensure that they are conducting themselves legally and safely, and should work with the city government as much as possible to support its aim to have a more orderly environment. Rather than impose a blanket edict, the city should in turn welcome a dialogue with the BCBC and the media interests to better understand their needs and contribution to the community, and find a solution that does not oblige them to agree to sacrifice their businesses and livelihoods. Taking that approach would not only be a demonstration of fairness on the part of Baguio's leadership, it would be pragmatic as well. Antagonizing the local media, particularly over an issue that could be worked out easily by compromise, at a time when the public is particularly sensitive to the appearance of heavy-handed governance, is not a good idea, especially when one considers that people will soon start looking ahead to the 2022 elections. And that's the editorial for Wednesday, December 16, 2020. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to our digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and listen to The Voice of the Times.